Raymond.
You have unlocked the Lacerate Core.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sapphire Edition. Okay, I have all 4 of the colors of the rainbow. Is there more maybe to find?
But Rix has joined the channel. Chat didn't update, but you know.
But I am morbidly curious though. There could be like a part where you're outside.
Querrieoh says.
You know, okay. I love my outside parts.
Well, all the different things have been prepared.
Algophidia's Grace
that pit had an ore in it.
Hey.
Whoa.
There's more
now I must
down there.
do the artwork. What's left? I mean, client gave the go-ahead.
Any ore over here?
Continue on this route.
Anything good? I don't see anything over here. Okay, back down to the bottom.
I do feel like the wings need a bit more adjusting.
Never thought I'd miss the sci-fi hallway.
But I mean, we're getting places.
The dungeon is making it so.
There's the other wing. Gotta work on renaming all these layers. That'll be so much fun.
That was nice. Alright, yet another one of these.
Wait,
I don't know what that is, game. What is this? Why is there like an eyeball watermelon here? What?
The tail for this expression also needs to be adjusted. What's this?
Only real gamers will find it.
Neck scarf.
Okay, anything else down here before I leave forever?
Wait, this neck fluff here? No.
It snowed in Florida. Algophidia's Grace says.
Accept your new cold existence. It snowed over here as well. It snowed yesterday. And then it snowed all afternoon. And because it's a Sunday, when we woke up, there was snow on the ground and no trucks in sight, which was very fun.
Now, can I remember where the other one was?
I don't know why. Why does everyone have to take Sunday?
Not where I'm at, so I'm still okay.
Boo.
There's precious few landmarks.
How should I even deal with this little fluff?
Did he die? Die.
Did I put it under the scarf?
Don't mind if I do.
It makes sense, too. No, but then...
That's like North Florida area where it snowed.
When I find the last ore, will it just like teleport me away from the dungeon? Well, let's hope. Is that more lore scrolls? Looks like it is. Let's ignore it.
It's North Florida. Well, I mean, it would make sense.
Algophidia's Grace says. Hasn't snowed in my town since the 70s, so.
There have been no snowmen for so many years. That's sad.
Does there being a spider here mean this is a path I haven't trod yet? I think no. I think a spider was just there. Yeah, shut up.
Oh wait, is there different colors right there?
These ghostly voices are louder and louder these days. Ever heard of whispering?
Algophidia's Grace says. It's not that bad.
Maybe the Jones will like build a bridge over there for me?
It's a tragedy. It's an absolute catastrophe. Imagine a generation of children.
Are you the high tower key?
And maybe. No snowmen.
It's impossible to know. I think I was.
Oh, the horror.
I think I wasn't here.
Oh, the agony.
But who can say? There's just no way of knowing. Nice try, skeleton. I have a dagger.
Dun, dun,
Alright,
dun,
ancient treasure
dun.
of Katoomba III. Where are you? There's a full heal. Dead guy.
Actually, this can probably just go above
Have any ore, dead guy?
the scarf.
Okay, nothing's in here except a healing potion, so I guess I already came in here and got whatever the item was. Might have been on that block. This is the video game equivalent of a sleeping pill. You're right. They can put that on the store page. Having trouble sleeping? The Fall of Ibris is the game for you.
That's such a shame.
To create a mental map of the
I
entire
love
area.
playing visual novels,
So that's
but
over there.
when
The
I'm
bridge is back there.
sleepy, all the reading
Past the
really gets to
three-star
me.
tavern. If the locked up potion is on your right, you go forward to the bridge area. Okay. If I crouch here, this should be the spawn room. Yeah, okay, so away from him is the spawn. I'm learning. I didn't see a map button, but I am blind. Block, sprint, move, omni heart, next weapon, previous weapon, arrow type, interact, jump, reload, crouch, weapon, wheel, weapon, weapon, dash, attack, pause, lore. Oh, there's a lore button. Hang on. Is lore a map?
Algophidius
Oh, no,
Graces
lore is the scroll.
are visual novels that
Lore is
tiring.
just that.
Well, it's
There's
that
no map. This is Scorn. Yeah, it's Scorn, but real.
how to
At
say.
least Scorn had nice graphics.
It's not that they're exhausting. It's not that they tire you out. It's that some people can get really sleepy by the hypnotic reading. That's the thing for me. It's all the reading.
You go over there, which I already was.
Like visual novels,
The Anthill Kingdom.
they're not animations, right? Most of them are still images and a lot of text, which means that you can, if you're not really engaged with the story, it can become a bit hypnotic. You know, most visual novels, unfortunately, are not like Zero Escape
So it probably glows.
or
It's probably gonna be like glistening.
that detective one where you go in the mind, which I have both games downloaded and I still can't remember the name. AI Somnium Files. Yeah, that one. Like that one's a bit more gameplay, still a bit too much people talking though. But most visual novels are still images and
Oboe shoes viewers who use these VODs
text. Lots of text, usually not voiced. And on the rare occasion where it is voiced, it's usually
I can guarantee that nothing
Japanese.
exciting will happen.
So, you know, still difficult.
Okay, so that was that realm. There's the potion. So if I look that way, will it be a new room?
So,
Ooh, a new
but
room. Hang on.
like, so for me specifically, visual novels are a bit of a sleeping pill.
The Faster Rosa
Unless I'm like wide awake.
That'd be a great
And I'm never wide awake after work, particularly. Damn. Okay.
Come on, skeleton.
I'd have to do with the physiological body.
Okay, I think I found a new route. Which means progress will
I wanted to thicken up the arm right here.
There's the bird. I found him.
Might do
Shut the
more.
heck up, bird. Shut up. I killed you. Alright, the bird is dead. We shouldn't be hearing from him
No.
anymore.
I mean, there is a question as to whether there needs to be like color changes or it's a bit.
This is the tea room. I was here.
It's like it's acceptable.
But was I here on this save though? I might have died.
And the client did
Well,
not
now I'm
say
back.
anything specifically about wanting changes. Therefore, the only thing I don't like is I'm doing a lot of transformation
There's a pool over
edits,
there.
and
There
it
is a
seems
pit
to be
too. I
blurring
think the pit had a key.
the layers a bit, and that's
Pretty sure.
annoying. Let's see where else. Okay, the one thing I'm seeing. Okay, the tail.
There's like a glowing shard down there. That could be good.
I
It
think I
is
could
same
change the
glowing
scarf
shard
as
the
well.
ceiling of the other room, though, but you know, a man can dream. A man can dream of making progress in the hit game Elvis, whatever it's called.
See, this time I'm gonna
Not
use the
down there.
liquefy tool.
That could be
I
something.
think I'm scared of the liquefy tool just because my laptop isn't that strong. So I'm always scared it's gonna take forever to do anything.
Got any ore? Give me your ore. It's a treasure chest. Give me the treasure.
Autophidius Gray says. What's
Hand it over,
liquefy?
dude. I earned it.
Liquefy? So, I don't know if you're looking, but there are a lot of different tools you can use to modify a layer.
Gem.
Liquefy just like lets you
Gems, you know?
push things around as if it's a liquid. Like, whoa.
After the beginning, when all of existence had settled and found its place
Wacky.
amongst the stars, the creator Eris sought a new goal, a new purpose, and planned
Autophidius
for the
Gray says.
universe to bring more vision
Funky.
to that which he had sown. Eris
So I was
gave
using
light
it
to
like
a group
that.
of lesser gods that does this tell me how to escape? No. Why would you put that in a treasure chest? Why would you put lore nobody cares
I'll
about?
probably still redraw a little bit of it.
That's just mean. I thought I was gonna get a treasure. The real treasure was the
Because
spiders
it can't.
we killed
They're
along
like
the way.
some hard curves it has trouble with. And also, I don't know, it feels like it blurs things. But
But you
hey,
better have a
that's
geode
what you
down
get.
here. I don't see one. Geode? No, not you. Yeah, I definitely already came down here, so we got nothing.
Alright, are you an Arc Raiders fan? Do we have any Arc Raiders fans in the vicinity?
Yeah, make it so the player can't take the
Autophidius
treasure.
Gray
Make it
says.
so they open the treasure
I
chest
only
and there's
played the
gold
test
and
they had.
sapphires. Make it so you can't.
Alright,
grab
what made you not want to
That'll
be a
good.
permanent Arc Raiders player?
Even if it literally does nothing, they should have let me grab it.
Autophidius Gray says.
Or that
Money.
realm had nothing. That realm
Oh,
sucked.
I mean, true. Okay, the
That's
reason
fucking
I
realm,
asked
man.
is that there's this game right now that's in beta or early access on Steam. It's called The
Autophidius
Forever
Gray says.
Winter.
The test was free.
Yeah, I didn't even
Is there a
know
realm
about
over
it.
here? Health potion land. I can't collect that potion.
I
That
don't know
potion is
why. I had like the
for me.
weirdest impression of it when people
Helps me
started
sense
talking
the
about it
spiritual
all the
world.
time. And only after did I
Right,
learn
here's
what it
the,
actually was.
table.
I really love the aesthetic that the titles or like the images that you see online for it, like
Maybe table
that
also had a gem in here?
title with like the rainbow
No.
or like the 3 colors, like that. I don't know, that aesthetic is just very pleasing to me.
Are you a gem? No, your health. Could a gem
I have
be
not
over
played
here,
it. Also because of money. I'm always hesitant to spend any money on games.
though? Nope, no
I
gem.
didn't- Helldivers even seems like the type of game that I might enjoy. I really prefer PvE to PvP. And yes, it's
So
because I
that's-
suck.
Okay.
Therefore, you know, if I'm gonna
Autophidius Gray
suck,
says. I like Helldivers.
So which way have I not gone yet?
is it played out yet? Would I be But I'd be all alone if I were to
keeps randomly spawning guys. Okay,
try it these days.
It's the pit room.
I play PvE Tarkov, so in the same boat as
The
you.
save room.
I mean, it's good that Tarkov even has a PvE. And I was surprised, because, okay, I don't know anything about arc raiders, so I just recently learned that, well, allegedly, you know, if you don't, if you aren't super aggressive, then
I gotta find a spider
like,
to attack.
there's like a PvE lobby.
Okay,
but then I saw some other article where it's like, actually, that's not true. But that seems very strange. Like, from what I understand, like, if you don't initiate fights a lot or get like deemed aggressor,
can't complain with the results.
Then you don't get put in a lot of PvP lobbies, with, you know, where people are trying to kill each other all the time.
To power through the worst gameplay to find more.
You know, but I was surprised by that, so it made me more tempted because I am a very PvE type gal. But that's also why I'm tempted for Helldivers. I like Helldivers because I like that idea of people working together for a single goal. I mean, that's very, you know, community building. I don't know what the state of things is right now, but hopefully they keep that up.
Did the scroll of the ancient mariner mention?
And I kind of like the idea in arc raiders where you're against the machines, but the machines are learning. I don't know their specific technology, but I think it would be actually like a very, very cool to have this concept where the AI is ever learning. It's always getting better. Can the humans keep up?
I wouldn't have bought Helldivers until my roommate begged me. Autofighties Grace says, there are 3 enemies in Tarkov.
Be methodical.
You, the other players, and the world.
Autofighties Grace says.
You should punch zombies.
The machines, the aliens. Who else? Or like the monsters. I know that like the machines are way harder, right?
Is it the room I'm in right now? Is it these 4 statues that are like surrounding the pedestal?
Autofighties Grace says. Machines, aliens, and bugs.
Ooh, okay. See, I did not know. I only knew about...
The health pickups have that same dot. I thought those were like health pickups. It's a spawn room. Alright.
I don't even know if I know about it, but I just knew of machines and creatures. I don't know the difference between the bugs. I mean, I haven't played it all, so I know nothing.
Where did it put me? The sun? The surface of the sun?
Like, is there any place for a support player? Can I play healer? I like playing healer when I do MOBAs.
When does...
Especially, like when Paladins was a thing, and I don't know if Paladins is still a thing, but when Paladins was a thing, I loved Genos.
Let's see what level 2 is. Please be not a foggy cave.
Autofighties Grace says.
Yeah, I need a place for a scrub like me.
We can do it. I believe.
I'll grind for my right to be support.
Continue.
Die a million times just so I can chill and help people from the background.
Stop.
Ah, I lack any hard carriers.
I turned the volume way down. It's peaking my OBS. Hey, look at this, a foggy cave.
Could I turn on my feminine charm and find some cool guys to carry me?
Standard issue sword of Ibris.
Probably not.
Turn off the toilet flushing audio, please. Yeah, Team Kill Media's audio settings don't work. That's a known problem with all their games.
I don't know either.
So we'll just deal with it. Stupid bird, I'll kill you.
Like, the only multiplayer game I've played recently is...
Oh my god.
Or was...
It's the Guard of Ibris.
Deep Rock Galactic. And the people there were still pretty cool. Even though I sucked. I should boot that up one day.
I can't wait till these guys kill me and it boots me back to the main menu. Oh, now they break?
Autofighties Grace says.
Okay.
I never played DRG, but my friend wants me to get it.
I mean, check out some gameplay. I enjoyed it. I didn't understand a lot of what I was doing, and it was really a lot of like running around
Finally, test 6.
aimlessly for me. But the fun part, you know, was when the timer was running. Okay, because like after you meet an objective, you have to run back to the fuck, I closed it. I closed the window. You have to run back to your base. Well, you have to run back to the thing that's gonna pick you up.
Oh, it gave me the checkpoint that time. Wow, how nice.
And there's a timer.
Why is it sometimes
So
checkpoint
if you miss it,
sometimes main menu?
I mean, you die. But I mean, and so everyone in the team has to make it back to the ship. So it gets kind of intense.
I wish the enemies had a health bar. Maybe the eyes are the health bar, like the skeleton's eyes were.
That part's fun.
Botrix says.
Maybe that's how I tell.
YouTube chat check.
All right, loud noise inbound. Here we go.
Gray says.
Gulp.
Gulp.
What? Why gulp?
Bro. Okay, the eyes are health. I'm stuck. Got stuck on a rock, and now we get to go to the main menu. No checkpoint for you.
My luck with extracting doesn't tend to be the best in games.
No checkpoint for you, gamer. Why would it make you go back to the
well, I mean,
have a functioning checkpoint system? It makes
you learn or you get left behind.
The Fall of Ibris. I bought and played this game in hopes of uncovering the lore of the Lost Kingdom.
The cool part is like there's different game modes, but in most of in the game modes I played, you have to dig your way to certain objectives. So it's not like it's difficult to get back out. It's more like remembering the route and platforming. But only a little. I mean, I'm me, and I managed to extract most of the time in one piece.
It's finally here, the latest bowel movement from Alex Kurtzman that's calling itself Star Trek Starfleet Academy. And we're going to go through episode 1 today and episode 2 tomorrow.
Says. Most of the time.
Because the first episode's already...
I don't know, maybe when I get through with all the art that I need to get done, I'll do some gaming. So that's very... I don't know. Not to say it's unlikely, but it's just a little unlikely. Why'd you pause? Give me my video back. I didn't turn off my Wi-Fi by nope. Okay. Give me my video. I need an Englishman to yell at a show to keep me entertained. That's all lagging. No, it can't be dead because you're still here. But okay. Oh, and I noticed that the fries aren't talking today.
It's finally here.
Which is unfortunate, but I would have to restart OBS to get it to work.
Star Trek Starfleet Academy. And we're going to go through episode 1 today and episode 2 tomorrow. Oh, God. Because the first episode.
What was I up to? You've been muted.
Long.
Silenced. I mean, I can still hear you, but you can't hear yourself. Yes, tomorrow I will make sure it works before I do the YouTube stream. Otherwise, I would just restart.
As here from Heel versus Babyface, yes.
Right.
I have saved up.
So I mean, most everything is good to go here, except I need to add tears, and I want to adjust ear floops again. I can't see all 3.
Trek.
and it's bothering me.
Farewell, brain cells. You fought hard and well for this YouTube channel. So without further pomp and circumstance, let's get into the very first episode of Starfleet Academy. Oof. 60 years of Star Trek. If this was Logan's run, we would have done it in twice by now. And Lord knows somebody needs to.
Now
put
keep
this
in mind,
franchise
I
out
don't
of
actually know
misery.
anything
So
about
it
Star Trek.
starts
The most I
by
remember is like a
Eddie
few
Kurtzman
episodes that I think my
starts
father would watch on TV,
Oh,
and I
I've just
listened
realised
along.
This video is going to be so long. And it
Like, so-
takes and it steals. I shouldn't say takes. It
Yeah,
steals.
so
of
I
course,
watched
the
these
opening
things to
section
hear
from the original series,
Englishmen
Next Generation, they were kind of
rant
like
about
space,
bad
the final frontier,
story writing and
But
bad
it's got Helen
characters
Hunt,
and bad
who's barely
filmography, and
comprehensible.
I like to hear the Englishman rage. Is really just the crux of
Talks
it.
about how Starfleet once upon a time
Don't
used
mistake
to
that for me
shoot
actually
minds and hopes and
knowing what's
dreams
happening or
and turn people
understanding
into
the plot
explorers.
or
I noticed that
understanding
she missed the
why
bodies
it's not
out,
good. You know, I have no
because the
egg in the
only shape of a body
game.
in this show's fucking round. And there's a roly-poly myself.
For example, I love watching Doctor
Lots of
Who
comic book things
breakdowns, but
And then she talks about the catastrophic
Yeah.
event
I've never watched the old
which
ones,
befell
or even like the
Starfleet,
quote-unquote good
which was the
ones.
burn. Now,
So
if you
there's
are
a bit of a
sane
disconnect
person, and
there.
the likelihood is that you are, and you have no idea what the burn is in relation to Kurtzman Trek.
Okay.
Let me just give you
Or just the tears and then fixing the tail. Now the question about the tail is whether I can just rotate it
which
down,
for some reason made the dilithium
or if I
bond
should
at a
legitimately
genetic
draw it.
level to the baby. That's like having a baby in a hospital surrounded by petrol
If I
cans,
mirror it,
and the petrol bonds
and
genetically to. Anyway, don't worry about that. And then when the baby's mum is killed, and the
mean-
baby screams out in anguish that the mummy's dead, every single starship that used a dilithium engine,
I think I might have to
in the
expand the
universe
canvas again.
immediately explodes. That's like getting a baby.
I mean, it's half
chuck
acceptable.
Down some petroleum, whack it on the back to burp it so it makes a noise, and then every car that uses petrol in the whole universe just somehow exploding. It is.
I
the
want it to be
stupidest- this
a
isn't
little
science
higher
fiction.
quality
This
about
is
it.
a new breed.
What
This
can
is
I
a new
adjust?
genre. It's science retardation.
One, two, I
Ladies and
could
gentlemen, Kurtzman Trek.
draw in more
Starts
feathers.
off with a mother and son in a room, dark, and they're looking outside, and there's a few planets there, and she's talking to her son about a code that they have between them, and I can barely hear anything that they're saying because they're all mumbling away. And then the mum starts telling the boy why they're there, and it's because I guess Paul Giamatti's character used to help her when she needed to scavenge for food, and then she talks about how she used to steal food and how they're going to go to Sol
Y'all need
3,
it.
third rock from the sun, Earth.
You know,
And then the son says to her,
I don't like that 3-3-3 rule anymore. I would say, what is it? 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food.
Anyway, moving on.
No, that's not it, right?
Because
Is it like-
nothing says I love you in current day modernity like a good
What's
old
the
what we like to call
what's
it,
the
Glasgow.
3-3-3
The woman and
rule?
son are then brought by some Starfleet officers into a room. She's handcuffed. Another door opens. Paul Giamatti's character comes in. He's being restrained by those collars and poles that they use for animals in
No.
the zoo and whatnot.
Okay, so I put in 3-3-3 rule,
Whatever.
and I got
And then Helen Hunt
a protocol for like dogs adjusting after being adopted. So I don't think it's that. So like
Caleb and the kid is the one that grows up. Anyway,
3 days without water, 3 weeks.
Drumhead trial.
Okay, the rule of 3 is survival.
Was shot down.
So
Paul Giamatti
3 minutes without breathable air, 3 hours without shelter in extreme weather, 3 days without drinkable water, and 3 weeks without food.
It's just like, shut up, don't care. Because that's how Starfleet judiciary works nowadays.
I think I like that. I think I like this protocol.
This is great. This is already turned into
or this guideline.
Accountability for anything that they do.
First, secure your air, then your shelter, then your water, and finally your
complete unprofessional
food.
To make sure that you go to a Starfleet penal colony for the rest of your life. And then her tone, it warms up and she turns to the woman, she's like, and you, what started off as what would just be a regular theft charge, unfortunately has now turned into a felony theft charge with the murder of that pilot. I'm just like, actually, no. Because she was an accomplice on the theft and the pilot was murdered, she actually should be charged for murder as well and have the same punishment as Paul Giamatti's character. And even when Paul Giamatti was sentenced, she was smiling as if good. He's got... So she's now losing her shit because she's like, how can
What else of interest has happened in the world?
My own actions. I'm a woman in California. Now I'm actually completely on the side of Paul.
I know, my coworkers seem to like Taco Bell. Man, the fast food places... Okay, there's a roundabout near my work. And there are 3 exits on the roundabout. And there are 3 fast food places. Yeah. See, okay, my favorite joke that I saw on fucking Reddit is Taco Bell, the place where they make all the menu items from 5 ingredients. Or like, the place where they can repackage the same 5 ingredients in a million ways. And I said that, and my coworkers made it a challenge to actually list like as many ingredients from Taco Bell they could, and they got to like 10. And I felt dumb.
You call this justice? This isn't justice.
They got beef, chicken, the rice. I feel like, okay, if we just go beef, chicken, rice, cheese, and then in general, like greens, or maybe we put rice and like starch or carb.
Fuck that guy. She tells the kid that he's going to go to a school.
And that can include like the tortillas and the potatoes as well. I feel like I win. I feel like it's 5.
What I care about is the com badge.
But then I guess I'm missing the spicy condiments and all that crap. So I lose. I lose the battle.
Because they're fucking retarded.
What a shame. The last Taco Bell thing I ate was when they were having like some kind of Cheez-Its thing.
I say that. And you notice
I mean, and you don't need to. You don't need it. Whatever tempts you, you can just make it at home. The last thing I had was they were having some kind of Cheez-It collab. And I got like a quesadilla with Cheez-Its and something else with fucking Cheez-Its. It was just like a giant Cheez-It. I was like, wow.
A Starfleet captain has just been out.
Okay, so this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4.
A 3-year-old, 4-year-old, well, however old he is, he's like 5 or something. Kid escapes from a Starfleet facility on a planet that has horrendous sandstorms. 15 years later, A Starfleet, they couldn't find him. 15 years, they couldn't find him. It then cuts to a shuttlecraft that's arriving somewhere, maybe on Earth, I'm not too sure. Prisoner, oh look, it's
See, that's one thing.
Caleb.
Because I have never watched Star Trek, I kind of assumed that they all like lived in space permanently and just like lived on this ship. I've never watched an episode of Star Trek where they visited Earth or did anything, so I have like this very strange nostalgia fog impression of what Star Trek even is. I don't actually want to learn what it really is. I like this strange impression of it I have in my mind, where this team just like journeys around on this spaceship solving problems, quote unquote. They never get to go home. They're just forced to journey forever and ever.
Start abusing him. Are you dead or alive? Well, what's he gonna say? I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, okay. We'll leave you in peace then. Ah, if he'd only said he's alive, then we would have. So they go over and they start buzzing him with their shock sticks, and oh my goodness me, he's such a bullied person. Oh, he's had such a tough life. Look at I don't give a flying. Do I? Now Caleb gets up.
I thought it had lagged. No.
Ears off, and then they start fighting inside, and the shuttle
Yeah, like were you?
Saying, the prisoner's not secure. The
That thing?
not secure. I have a question. Why isn't the prisoner secure?
Like, where you make your fingers a V?
Because
I remember the kids in school were all doing it.
arriving at the destination, just suddenly decided to read
Wait,
the script.
there.
The script said,
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, this person has too many dang fingers,
that
but
he becomes unsecure so he can fight his way out. Did they read that part?
I remember my father really likes Spock. I feel like a lot of, I don't know, maybe like science guys really like Spock.
But thankfully they were all white.
There was like some drama with the actors of Spock versus Captain Kirk.
The pilot's chair and request that the computer find out about Starfleet rehabilitation centers and gives the name of his mum and requests that they find them. Dude, it's a fucking shuttlecraft. It's not the computer of the Enterprise. It's a fucking shuttle. Never mind. Now let us begin part 1 of the most retarded shit you'll see today. But I'm probably going to have to take that back because there's still an hour left of the episode and it's most likely going to get worse. The computer responds to his voice and starts to do as he says. Why? If that was the case, he could just
Okay, well, I made this one a little bit too fat in comparison.
Wait, no, computer don't. Okay. No, computer do. Okay. There's called fail-safe systems that don't allow just any old Tom, Dick, and wanker.
What can I do? What can I do?
One of the guards gets up, drags him from the pilot seat. They start rummaging in the shuttlecraft, and it starts wobbling, and it starts going, ooh, uneven flight, ooh, uneven. Have you motherfuckers heard of inertial dampeners? Inertial dampeners. Do you know what they do?
No, I don't. I don't know what it does.
No, you don't. You've got no fucking clue because you're Alex Turdsman. Stealer of ideas, creator of wank. Oh. This is why Kurtzman Trek will never be Star Trek, because instead of fundamentally being based in the principles of science, you're fundamentally based in the principles of fucking dog shit. Otherwise, every fucking shuttlecraft will be wibbling all over the place when there's fucking an imbalance. Whatever. Starships, we're going through warp. Fly, all the fucking people, woofed. They're just splats on the wall behind. Inertial dampers, motherfucker. Do you know what they do?
The overreactions keep me awake.
Ooh, I'm all ready. I got
Passion.
I'm all ready. Now it comes spiraling through the atmosphere and smashes on the ground where it.
And he had a really big Starfield reaction that I think went viral.
The end of Starfleet Academy. Ba 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 ba. No, even though that would be the case of what happened here, it bashes
Okay,
off
and it's also interesting how. Okay, I'm never gonna watch the actual show, and even when I am listening to a review of it with the people having clips, I never actually look at the screen. Therefore, I have no idea what anything looks like, and I can only imagine the plot based on the space shows and books that I've actually read. So my imagination when it comes to like everything that's happening is really strange. Like, for example, there was this one movie where these people are on a ship and it's like on a light years long journey to a planet that they're supposed to colonize, but this one guy wakes up early and then he's trapped on the ship, and he's like there for like 4 years, and then he manages to open up another pod. Yeah.
Piloting the thing.
Yeah. So that's like my reference point for a ship. So anytime they talk about being outside of the ship in space, I imagine the scenes from that movie. Anytime I'm like asked to imagine the ship or imagine the layout, I imagine that movie.
You just thought of that? Yeah, that actually happened as well.
And I also combine it with that one show, that one comedy show. I don't know what it was called. Maybe the Whovilles or something like that, where it was a space yacht. It was like space tourism, right? It was a spaceship on a space tour of space, a space yacht, space voyage, etc. And so I take a lot of imaginary references from that. The one where, I don't know, they're on the ship and just things go wrong. I don't even remember like the basic plot. I think the captain dies or gets like, I remember there's a lot of people die and are floated out, and they try to they see the bodies just floating out the window. They're like, fuck.
Strange new worlds thing, so I immediately don't care. So Oded Ferrer, I think that's what his name is in real life. The cool dude from The Mummy. What the fuck is he doing in this shite? I know he's in Discovery, but even then I was upset. He turns up to ask Holly Hunt woo, whether or not she'd like to join Starfleet again because she resigned in
now I'm reminded of another show
from her son
that I watched very actively.
I can't. And
He really does. He's Mario now.
We need a teacher like you to shape the mind.
Did he ever have like a Marvel thing? I know Chris Evans is something.
It's complete fucking crap now because Alex Kurtzman's involved.
Is he a Captain America?
I can't make promises to children that I can't keep again.
Chris.
And then he's like,
oh yes.
Caleb.
Okay.
Like,
yes.
Oh my god.
I watched the first one.
It's very melodramatic, and I don't.
Where they use friendship to win, and they all hold hands or something like that.
That Caleb's been on the run the whole time. So it confirms that the 5-year-old kid gave Starfleet the slip for 15 years in their own base. Holy cow, it's amazing they haven't been conquered by a sponge people. You're never going to believe this, but Holly Hunt turns up to the prison that Caleb's at to talk to him, and they talk about when he was separated
fucking delete this part.
Like we've already fucking forgotten. Can you
scoot
just
it
get
in.
to it, please? Fucking TikTok.
'Cause I don't want to clean it
time
up.
to fuck. I quit because of what they did to you and your mum, and I've been looking for you every day for the last 15 years. Well, that's a lie. You're teaching school children on Bejor. Oh, you're a dirty, filthy liar. A pox on thee. Okay, so let me just establish something. And I'm establishing what the show has already established. That Caleb has been on the run for 15 years. He was on that prison shuttle transporting him somewhere. While he was there, the ghosts from Destiny, which they stopped, scanned him and was going through all of his crimes, some of them higher level than others. He then beats up some guards, bites one of their ears off, takes command of a shuttlecraft. I mean, already the additional charges which are getting added here, nearly kills them, then gets taken to this prison where apparently they'll work you till your fingers get cut off, and then they'll cut your hands off, and then they'll make you dig with your wrists. I don't know how the fuck you dig with your wrists, but okay. And then Holly Hunt says, there's a way for low-level offenders to be able to work off their service by coming into Starfleet. Low level. The guy's just committed attempted murder. Rules for thee. I tell you what, if he was white. Anyway, moving on. Where's me mum? Your mum broke out of a prison 1 year ago. Wait a minute. You told her that she was going to a rehabilitation center, not a prison. You actually stressed it's not a prison. You'll be allowed visitors. 14 years later, she's still there because that means she's been in this rehabilitation center for 14 years.
Right.
She wasn't
Years.
rehabilitated in those 14 years. I have lots of questions, and all of them come to the conclusion that Starfleet are absolutely terrible. But I think we knew that already. Come with me, join Starfleet Academy. We'll look for your mum together. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do that on Starfleet Academy. I mean, if they use the computers and tech to locate where she is, then what happens? You're a cadet at Starfleet. You can't just go wandering off to look for somebody's mum. And then what happens if they find your mum and bring her back? Are you just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to leave Starfleet Academy already? This is really not well thought out. You're going to need a Starfleet uniform. Never happening. Well, of course it's happening. You're joining Starfleet. They're not going to let you go round in rags. So this whole conversation's already inane and stupid. Never mind that. Shout out to Becky Lynch. That's the WWE wrestler Becky Lynch there. She's, I mean, good on her for getting an acting role. Commiserations for it being on Star Trek. Current day Star Trek. So, unfortunately, it seems that I was right in the trailers that Starfleet Academy is now on a spaceship, the USS Athena. Ugh, and it looks crap as well, just for good measure. I mean, why? I think the idea behind this is that when you're in a spaceship, you're more mobile, so you can have more adventures. Which in itself is a damning indictment that you can't have a static environment and create good stories.
Ew.
It's not like that's ever happened before, you know? Yeah. Deep Space Nine!
I'm
Okay,
disgusted.
anyway, I had to take a half-hour break from this nonsense.
In a game? It was like Civilization or something?
Half an hour long.
Why would you ever befriend the French? Unless you want to steal their cooking.
So they arrive, and then they get these exposition robots that go, welcome to the USS Athena Star Trek Academy. You are here to have your classes and also down on Earth on our base in San Francisco. They fucking know. That's why they're there. They didn't just wander in the front fucking door and go, knock, knock. Who's there? Starfleet Academy? Ah, stupid me. I wanted to go 10-pin bowling.
I don't understand the lick of
Oh,
you.
wait. But as you're thinking about it as if these people had brain cells, and half of these people that are going to walk through the door, they're going to be eating their com badges and all kinds of shit. So the likelihood
Wow.
is they're going to arrive and go, why did I come here again? Welcome to Starfleet Academy. Ah, that was it. Because this is a future of retarded people. She meets up with the half...
Can I look up
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Half Klingon...
right to drawing peers?
Even though the Jem'Hadar were test tubed, bred to be warriors, they don't have any reproductive organs. They don't reproduce. So how do you get a half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar in the first place? And anyway, never mind. We can't think about things like that because they never either.
VTuber tier.
And this is the physical education teacher as well. She might want to take some classes herself, that's all I'm saying. So Caleb throws his bag down, going, I'm not going to put a uniform on, because that's the plot device that they require to exposition dump on top of him to say exactly who they are. So she goes, I am from the Klingon, the house of from the Jem'Hadar lineage of There is no Jem'Hadar lineage. There is no lineage. You can't have a lineage. They are literally created. Male only. No junk. No reproduction organ. You can't fucking... Oh. And by the way, when she's doing this, it just comes across as comical. Like I'm watching Spaceballs or something. So the gay Klingon guy walks past, and the fat Jem'Hadar, she just touches a comm badge and goes, and then it brings up this guy's profile. Like, what set of commands were done for going like, there aren't any. It's not science fiction. It's stupid. What if she'd done 4 fingers and that? Would the woman behind here, would they have popped up? Stupid sci-fi. And she goes, put your bag on his back because now he's got to do push-ups because he's been insubordinate, and she's just shouted like a stupid twat. Anyway, can I take another half-hour break? Is it too soon already? I've done half and... Also, the Klingon is walking in the other direction. Holly Hunt and Caleb have come from one direction, that they've docked, they've arrived, so they've arrived at the entrance, and then they're heading towards where they need to go. This guy is coming in the opposite direction, therefore heading to the exit. It's the little things, but they count because it's logic. It doesn't make sense. What's he doing? Is he fucking off back to Klingon land? Is he missing his boyfriend? Maybe. Who knows? Oh, no. Oh, no. So the Klingon puts the bag on Caleb's back as he's doing the push-ups. And he says, sorry in Klingon. And Holly Hunt says, that's something you don't normally hear from a molecular biologist. Fat Jem'Hadar bitch says, why don't you yearn for death in combat like the rest of us? Well, first of all, you're half Klingon, so shut your fucking pie mouth. And second of all, you're half puppet. Or muppet in her case. And he's like, I seek a more valiant path. Because he wants to be a doctor. He wants to be a healer. He don't want to be a Klingon warrior. He wants to be a healer. And gay. So then she says, both of you go up to the somewhere and go get your medicals done. And so they pick up their bags and head back towards the exit.
Yeah, that's better.
I give up already.
See the magic of looking up a reference.
He introduces himself to Caleb as Jaden.
I mean, it's probably not deep at all.
Oh my god, let's go see Toby. Yeah, my name's Jaden. Such a Klingon-y name, right? They get to the top of the stairs.
No. There's like two sides of these like ultra deep or ultra nitpicky reviews. There's two sides. One, well, there's the people that watch things without thinking about them, and I don't like those people very much. Then there's the type of people that like will defend, like, okay, the people who watch things without thinking much, they don't defend or hate a show. You know, they just kind of like put it on. Then, okay, and I guess there's three sides. So the people that don't really care, they just watch it, I don't know, turn off their brains, have something on TV, probably scrolling or doing something else at the same time. Then there's the people that defend the show, who like act as if something is the best thing ever. And then the people that hate a show a lot and like break it down to like the nitpicky bits. And obviously you can find as much as you want to defend or take down or tear down about anything in life. Any game, any show, any book, any comic. Yeah. And there's probably like the in-between. There's probably someone, okay, four sides. There's the person that can critically watch something, like, you know, watch it with their brain on and find the parts they like and find the parts that aren't that good. That's somewhere where the middle lies. And this guy is just going real deep into the, you know, finding things to comment on. Like, I won't say it's that deep of an analysis. It's just kind of like watching it, commenting, and giving his opinions. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm never gonna watch the actual show, for sure. I like hearing people hate on things.
This holographic gate that appears, and then they say to Caleb, "What are you here for?" And he's like, because apparently that wasn't discussed at all. So they just say, "Oh, undetermined." So you just go through the same gate that the Klingon went through. So he walks through this holographic gate, whatever it is, and it immediately changes all of his rags into a Starfleet uniform, cadet uniform, and cuts his hair. How? Do you remember actually how the Enterprise had a barber shop on it? I'm just. How would you do that? How would you know the exact size? How would you know? How could you do? How did you create the fabric to go into? Where did the? It's magic. It's not science anymore. It's just magic. AKA retarded. AKA we are too dumb to think of clever and logical ways of doing this. So magic. So we can plot device onto the next thing. Now remember, the Klingon went in before him, and the Klingon's hair is still long. So why did you not cut the Klingon's hair, but you cut Caleb's hair? Is this magical device, which, by the way, just disappears when you go through it, so there's nothing there anyway. Is this magical device racist? Oh, we don't cut the hair of the Klingons, but we will cut hair of humans. 'Cause racist? What are the rules? Don't think, just consume. It's a silly Billy. He almost said motherfucker. Laugh. I am not laughing. Speaking of not laughing, we get to the comedy scene with the EMH doctor. He scans Caleb, and Caleb has got some sort of parasitic creature, long worm, that's actually gone down to his bowels.
That doesn't sound very nice.
Injects him, and he's like, "Oh no, you're okay now, but tell me if you have any back passage problems." I don't know. I think the Klingon will be more too happy to help with that. Then we get this fat retard, and she's like, I've swallowed my comm badge. This is starting to resemble more of a fat camp than it is Starfleet Academy. But this This cookie monster was so hungry that she ate her comm badge. And then the doctor doesn't respond with, "You're fired, get out, you stupid retard." No, he responds with, "Already." As if he's expecting this cookie monster to just devour clothing and comm badges. But then the doctor does something really stupid and says tricorder to the nurse, I imagine. And then the nurse hands him something.
But the part I don't like about this part
Tricorder. And then
is
injects her with a hyper spray.
they never explained if that's part of her species or
Do you
what.
see what happened there? Tricorder, hypo spray. Tricorder, hypo. They're not the same fucking thing. Can I just say that I hate the design of these bridges? This looks like,
I don't know.
and they're just so spread out.
The
and
thing is that he says the R word so liberally. Ooh. Once a guy welcomed me into his game room and turned on his Xbox and showed me his wall-sized fucking TV and let me play like the first 5 minutes of Cyberpunk. That was a cool day. And that was it. Yeah, I really don't know where the fuck this dude got any of that money, but I'm using a like nearly 10-year-old Vizio. I'd say it's about like 18 to 20 inches. I got that connected to my PS. So. But anyhow, no. The answer is 5 minutes. I mean, I've heard it's an interesting game. I mean, after the hilarious, glitches and everything, seems like it has an interesting plot. I love games that have routes and different endings.
For the love of all that is good, 2026 just started. Can we go 1 month without already getting one of the worst games of the year? Everything bad you
Enough that no one's yelling about it all.
Truly an abomination worthy of the flames of Hades. Clearly this was an attempt to rise up against the reign of Resident Evil, but in every way falls so miserably short. First of all, this is in fact a PlayStation 5 exclusive title, and it runs like garbage. But
I mean, that's one that I'm not sure my laptop could even run, or my desktop. I feel like it'd be too big. I want to look up
disorienting. It literally makes you motion sick, and that all ties together nicely to make for one of the worst feeling games since Golem. It is a technical disaster in every way.
Okay, it's only 70 to 90 gigabytes. I mean, I downloaded like nearly 100 to play for Horizon Forbidden West. So I think I probably could run it.
Well, 2026 has started, so it only makes sense that one of the worst games ever would come out.
Forbidden West is my style. And I would just turn the graphics all the way down to low, because I can't really see very well anyway. And my screen size, as mentioned, is tiny. So
Stop playing immediately is the only thing you need to take out of any of that. Oh boy.
Not even any point in going too fancy.
Let's hope this was worth $75. What is subtitle size 0? What does 0 mean? Yes, I know it was installed. You don't have to remind me. All right. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. A painter should begin every canvas with a wash of black, because all things in nature are dark except where exposed by the light. Who said that? Leonardo da Vinci. Wow. It's finally here, huh? We got Uncharted, we got Spider-Man, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, and now PlayStation's next biggest exclusive, Code Violet. Wait, is that the girl from Forsaken or Forspoken or whatever that game was? Pretty exciting stuff. Really awkward animations. Oh my gosh. Ned Flanders.
Idly ho, neighborinos.
Okay, what is happening? I get starting your game on a bit of a mystery, but like, this is all over the place. Was that a dinosaur? Alright, I'm gonna take a wild guess at the plot. We're human experiments and they're turning us into dinosaurs. So this is like Ark Survival Evolved. Oh, this runs horribly. This runs absolutely terrible. Alright, so I'm stuck on a wall right now. The game won't let me... Yeah, I'm stuck on a wall. I've been playing for approximately 20 seconds at this point. A knife? Okay. A knife's not gonna stop a dinosaur, dude. Oh, there you go. There you go. It's unreal how well my makeup stayed on in the dino cryo chamber.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Violet? Violet! I thought you were dead. Can you hear me?
So awful. Like,
Jason?
it's just so...
Where are you?
I need you to find where I am and get me out so we can get out of here.
Man, why is it up to me?
happening?
I gotta find you. I gotta figure out where you are. There's like a lot of
We don't crawl away defeated.
responsibility.
Purchasing of a Dodge Ram 3500 twin turbo V12 naturally aspirated, fuel injected V8 fully carbureted crew cab hatchback to get us through the day.
Okay.
Alright, so this is my inventory. It really looks like... My screen must be broken. Why does it look so zoomed in? R1 crap. Holy frickin' Resident Evil. This gameplay is so horrendous. It's just... Dude, I can't even see what's going on. Let me out of here. There's a frickin' dinosaur chasing me. What is... Oh! There's like little frickin' things. Okay. Flush. I'm trying to... can I flush the dinosaurs down the... Get up, dude! What are you doing? I'm gonna fight you. No, I'm dead. I will die. Violet is dead. Maybe I should just quit right there. Quit while I'm ahead, you know? Okay, so my screen was broken, but dying seemed to reset it. Not that that helped any. I literally cannot see. This is so cool. So, really freaking cool game. Really fun. Okay, do I actually have I do have a map. Where the frick was I supposed to go here? Laundry? Maybe I can go get some freaking pants. This gameplay is utterly abysmal. Actually, this is horrible in every way. Oh, frick. Dude, how are you supposed to fight these things 3 FPS, man? Frickin', there's more. What am I at? I'm at 35 right now. Red pills combined with this, a medium amount of health. All right, now I'm at 75 health. Great. Is my game broken? Like, I'm permanently zoomed in right now. I feel I actually can't escape this look. It's just zoomed in. Hello? Oh, the Dinosaurus Rex. He's moving a projector screen. This might be the first 2026 Gollum-like game. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is stellar, phenomenal. This also plays like a PlayStation 5 game on a PS4.
I'm thinking about adding like this like dark
X, this. Was that it? Dude, I can barely
mask that you sometimes see on VTubers, but I'm torn about it.
Actually, this is the most fun I've had in the game so far. I did it. Huzzah. I am still zoomed in, unfortunately, but... Okay, so there's definitely going to be a dinosaur in here. You know, I like to cherish these moments, because these are the moments that I get to enjoy. Wait, your inventory is full. You can't carry any more items? Lead? Frickin'! That thing is the worst tech. I can't... I can't see a freaking thing. I'm just perma. Wow, that's a really cool game. Yeah, holy, I'm really. Whoa, $75. So, there are definitely dinosaurs out there, and they are trying to glitch through the wall.
So, the more I hear the dinosaur scream, it kind of sounds like Chica or like any FNAF animatronic.
I have to be really delicate with this, because if I open the door, no! Got him. Weapon maintenance, upgrade in finishes. I love that I can get gun parts before I can get clothes for my character. What does any of this do? Ultra V? What does that even matter to the game? All right, upgrade.
Man, I've watched a lot of videos on it. I watched Markiplier play every single game. I enjoyed the first movie. My coworker told me the second movie is meh.
When I interacted with it. All right, here we go. Let's get this done. There we go. Knew that was it. And my game is broken again, and I can't get out of this mode. Can I just? What is this? Get smart suit. Is there supposed to be like music or something playing? Cause this is really awkward. Please, for the love of all that is good, tell me that isn't AI. Because holy frick, does that ever look like AI? Those coffee beans look very strange. Like, this is a PlayStation 5. Why is this running like a PlayStation 3? Ah, frick. Frick you. Frick you. Frick you. Wait, what? It's like every fight you're backed into a wall and you can't see anything. Dude, playing this, it feels like I'm grabbing onto nails. Okay, is there a way to play this game without it feeling like the most horrible thing you've ever played in your entire life? Game, difficulty, aim assist, slow down, film grain. No, crank that down, please. Aspect ratio, full, thank you. Motion blur. No wonder this looks so horrible. Turn that down. Also, there is no aim assist. That is an absolute flat out lie. I don't know why I didn't look for this aspect ratio before, but it made things look way worse. That's it. Whoa. You found a duck. Oh no. Frick. There is the walls. My gosh, the combat is so fun and good. Alright. No. They figured out what the security cameras are. So right now, the game is giving me everything except for what I need to actually craft usable items. And heaps of ammo for guns I don't currently have. Three-sided you know what? Do not care. Get rid of the knife. They gave you the knife to kill one guy to get one clip of ammo, and that's all you needed it for. Ooh! Fun gameplay. Really fun, really crazy gameplay. Absolutely nuts. Let me through the door. Okay, so there's something legendary in here for me. And I don't know what. There's a bathrobe. Open store. Oh, finally, dude. Gotta be one of the worst inventory moving systems I've ever dealt with in a game in my life. Okay, yellow serpentine. Move that in there. Move back. Move move. Take this. Confirm back in here. Take this here. Move that back. All these noises. Stop it, video game. You are so horrible to listen to. I want this one back in here because I can... Oh, those noises, dude. Oh, I can have a Santa hat. Yeah, that's good. Yep, there we go. Finally, this game is starting to do something right. Wait, oh, what? Wait a minute. There's a freaking Tommy gun? All right, dinosaurs. Have at you. Is he gonna twitch? I hope he twitches. Medkit. Oh yeah, the medkit activated the dinosaur. Yeah! Gameplay! Yeah! Love me some gameplay. Hold on, dinosaur. Oh my gosh, do you see that? He's half man, half dragon. See, they were trying to turn us into dinosaurs, and it all went wrong. I think I know what's happening here.
Okay, well, I do believe this expression is finished.
Where'd my Santa hat go? It didn't make it into the cutscene?
Violet.
Nathan, need to
Nathan!
find you help.
No, don't waste your time.
Okay, I won't.
Something.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Having dreams again.
We've been over this a million times.
No, it's not the ones where I see my dad on a farm and my mom,
Hmm.
my family. This time I'm in a house. I have a son.
What the heck?
Who is there?
Ned Flanders? Hi, diddly ho.
The hair right there is bothering me for some reason.
What I put you through.
I'll never forgive you. No, Nathan! He was my third favorite character. This is so emotional. This is the emotional part of the game. Oh no, what a setup. Is that the end of the game? You know what? Hey, I just want to say thank you all for watching my Code Violet video. Have a great day, everybody.
This
Oh no,
one,
there's
let's see.
more. All right, can't wait to get into the open world sequence, right? That's what's next. The open world part. Oh, we actually do. It's outside. Hallelujah. I thought it was all gonna take place in that darned facility. Are we on Pandora? My gosh. Would you look at all those graphics? So, what is the... Oh! I was gonna ask what is happening out here, but it's just dinosaur. Frick. Dodge. It didn't dodge very well. Die. Man, that was a close one. Man, I wish I could drive this vehicle. You know, the vehicle is on and all that kind of stuff. It is ready to be driven, but no, that'd be ridiculous. Oh, frick, something's here. I don't know what's here. Oh, frickin' day! Where is the aim assist? Is the aim assist in the room with us? Okay, I'm stuck in between this car and something. Frickin' day! What? Oh, that is aggravating. On many, many levels. Come on, just put me back in. Just put me back in, boss. Oh, what? I'm all the way back. No.
What was that?
Probably a dinosaur. That would seem like the logical thing that is. They're what? They're communists?
Hello?
The dinosaurs are commies? I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that there's hundreds of these paintings scattered in the game, and they all have this exact same look to them, I don't want to assume, but it's looking a little suspicious. Alright, little context here. My game crashed, and now there's an update. So, maybe this will fix it? I don't know. The game doesn't run any better. It might run worse. And it's darker. It's even darker now. I had to crank up the brightness. Oh, there are so many enemies. Run! Get out the... No. Why are they so good? Tommy gun. Let me... Those things are insane to kill. Am I poisoned? I am, or something. I need a tourniquet, but I don't have any. Wait, game. There is no health. Where are all the healing items? So what, do I just die? Like, there's no health. I just die.
Yes, I mean, if you like having a phone that is charged, then you should charge your phone in order to make sure it is charged. However, if you like wearing out the battery by letting it go so low, then I guess you could just let it go to 0 and die. I mean, in theory, why not just let it die and experience life without a phone? Could be interesting for you. You could enjoy it. Or you could hate it a lot.
No way. This is where they keep the reserve Keanu Reeves. They really thought they were making the new Resident Evil with this, didn't they? Alright, so he's gonna attack me the moment I open this door. There's 2 of them. I have literally just enough ammo to kill them. Oh, please, just die.
Alright, that is nothing. There is nothing solid about 7%. That is about as solid Snake himself. Alright, as solid as Jack the Ripper on a rainy day.
Life is good. The game
That ain't no solidity. That's not even the 15% red warning bar. That you're past that. You're at 7%. Please plug it in. I have 2 different chargers plugged in 24/7 at my bedside. And I got a charger right next to me. So it's charging my headset right now. I got like every room of this house has a charger in it. I got 2 chargers in my bag for when I go to work. I got even a portable bank in there. Like what the? Why are you suffering like this? Just like you might as well just shut the phone down now.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is actually
Every time I go in a Walmart, I look in the clearance section, and especially the electronics clearance, and if there's any chargers at like reasonable prices, I snatch them.
people are working out to death in here.
There's nothing more terrifying than being in an airport without a charging cable that works. They check my bags for bombs every time I go through, because it's like, what the fuck is this wiring? You got wires, you got phones, you got power banks.
Okay, that's one. I'm poisoned.
You better blow up the plane.
Where's my poison cure?
Some shit ain't right.
Oh, I forgot the poison cure. Guess I gotta wait it out for 500 seconds. Did he just go into the roof? So I'm just gonna be in this poison state for like ever now? This is just my life? Is there a new kind of dinosaur in here? I'm coming for you. I even upgraded the recoil on this dumb
Thank
thing.
the Lord.
Get back here. Get back here.
Thank
you
the
dumb
Lord
dinosaur.
indeed.
Where did you go? Whoa! Reload, Wow, that was really fun. So it looks like there's 2 paths to get back, but I haven't been in here yet, so I figure there's gotta be something worth my time. So where's the secret in here, huh? Oh, that is terrible. Roll dodge. Dude, this is like Gollum tier flames right here. Yeah! This is so bad, dude. Oh, roll on again. Man, it is crazy that the flames know exactly where I am to shoot. Or, I gotta go this way. Thank you, video game. Oh, now I gotta do it again. I was just saying how much I loved this. How much I would love to do it again. And now we go this way. Thank you for stopping conveniently at this moment. Wait, hold on. I've been in this room. Why did I crawl all the way through that part, waste all that time, when I could have just ran back in half the time? We got the key card. That's what mattered. And the shotgun. We've got some good weaponry. We're back here. We can save the progress. We can create some cool things, probably. No, did not mean to. I am sick of this dress. I need a new outfit. I've got my dinosaur pajamas. I think that's probably the best outfit in the game. Yep. The dino PJs are pretty overpowered. All right, everybody stand back. Let's see what this shotgun can do. It is not... Is it even... Am I hitting him? Wait, maybe he's glitched. No, there's no way I just mag dumped the dinosaur with a shotgun and it does nothing. Is he dead? My gosh, those things are stupid. Would love to not have to deal with those stupid things, man. Freaking, see what I mean? Dude, you can't even...
Inside the house. So you're inside the home, and then you said, I need the power bank. I need the charge.
I'm gonna have to fight some dinosaurs. Okay, I'm gonna reload before I do this. What is happening? Why is she doing this?
Truly depressing.
Reload your shotgun. What is happening? I'm trying to reload. Can't you tell? Alright, shotgun's reloaded. I'm ready for whatever boss I gotta kill in here. No, Nathan, come back to me.
Jason!
I meant Jason.
No.
Oh my gosh. Is that true love's kiss?
Like your sleep schedule or something like that? Or like your screen time hours? I mean, probably.
Are they supposed to be talking?
The question is if you're miserable enough that you want to fix it yet. Oh yeah, I mean I can, you're on a Twitch stream. You're watching Twitch. You're watching some loser draw an owl.
Huh. You ever used a gun before?
I'm not sure.
I mean,
Even if you
I
have
mean, I don't know. I have a feeling that you might be split screening Instagram reels at the same time, or
He's doing it. He's gonna do it. Oh my gosh.
like this.
Yeah, well, I don't know how, but I'm very happy that you are, because, you know, it's always sadder when it's lonely and,
He was barely through that door.
you know,
really just
one
looked like
person
young
makes the
person on the door.
loneliness less
Oh no.
painful, I guess.
Saurus Rex. No.
But I don't know how you found me, but somehow you did. But it's the world sending you a sign, alright?
You're done for.
You don't need all the screen time.
Use the friggin'
Look at your screen time and, I don't know, think of the useful things you could have done.
just 0% fun. Reload.
And you might not even know what you could have done. Sorry, I'm legally obligated to.
Also, I just put
In my
18
contract.
rounds of shotgun in
Right there next to,
Is he dead?
you must be a bitch. Anytime someone wants to tell you about their problems,
We did it. Oh,
you must have the worst
Happy
suggestions.
next. I swear, if he opens the door and I just kind of fall into the room. Yep, that's yeah, so this is terrible. I don't know how else to put it. It is utterly abysmal. Zero redeeming qualities to this game. Okay, what is that? Is that a goose? Correction, is that a PNG image of a goose? I changed my mind, everybody. We got a 10 out of 10 game on our hands.
Oh, great. Then I have to make a version. Close this.
You're a kid of the 1970s, born straight in the middle of the Nixon administration. But more importantly, you were born just in time to see the beginning of a brand new form of home entertainment, the video game console. State-of-the-art
The
technology
game?
go on to capture the imagination
Yeah,
of
this
a
is, I mean,
You grow up
I feel like I'm being paid very much for this. Compared to the hours, but not, I don't know.
Turn this childhood love for video games into a profession.
Charging is always very difficult, because it's not just hourly, it's also like the quality.
You go from company to company getting experience in the field, and then you eventually land at a studio called 2015. You're contacted by EA and Emblem Entertainment, yes, that Emblem Entertainment, to work on a port of Medal of Honor for the PlayStation 2. You somehow convinced both EA and Emblem Entertainment that a simple port of the game wouldn't be good enough, and that the only way forward for the project would be to greenlight the creation of a brand new experience altogether that would be even more expensive to produce than just simply porting over a PC game to PlayStation 2. You do it, it's a big massive success, and Medal of Honor becomes a household name for a brand new generation of console players. And it's now time to make a sequel, but there's one problem that lays before you and your team. Allied Assault was a big financial success, and that got the attention of EA. Both your studio and the publisher shared the profits from the game, and EA did not like that they were sharing profits to their new hit franchise with an outside developer. So in an attempt to keep total control over this brand new golden goose, they wanted to make the sequel in-house. But your studio already made the deal to make the sequel beforehand. So EA is now facing the reality that they would have to share the profits to a booming franchise with a group of 20 people in their late 20s and early 30s. They came to the realization that there was only one thing left to do: intimidate. Trying anything and everything to force you and your friends into the minimize the amount of money you and your friends would be earning from the title. You and the studio agree that what's happening is pure bullshit and leave, not wanting your work to be overshadowed by producing a quarterly earnings report. So you and the guys pick up everything and leave 2015 and EA in pursuit of on the brand new studio that you and your best friend co-founded, named Infinity Ward. And your search for creative freedom leads you to EA's biggest competitor, Activision. Yeah, the jokes kind of write themselves. With the full support of Activision, but not before owning 30% of the studio, they greenlight your original idea for the Allied Assault sequel, and development begins on a brand new IP purely fueled out of spite and hatred for your original publisher, codenamed Medal of Honor Killer. Development only takes a year, and a brand new indie franchise is born, Call of Duty. It's a groundbreaking success, and so you make a sequel that's bigger and better in all fronts, and it went on to be a much bigger success than the first. And then your third outing would go on to reinvent how the entire industry would design their games moving forward. The franchise you built from the ground up is a runaway success. Each title is a vast improvement from the last and only sets the bar of quality higher and higher. But with this, a problem started to brew. The ambition of the story you were making started to outgrow the name of the franchise, and by extension, the company who published it. You and your buddy who co-founded the company both believe that what you made is your own intellectual property and can proudly stand on its own 2 feet. You try your luck with the next game, going so far as making some of the merchandise reflect this idea, but ultimately slap the logo back to increase sales due to brand recognition. But you go all in with the third game, trying your best to make Modern Warfare 3 independent from Activision. You and your buddy, tired of Activision as a whole, and understanding that you're at the point of no return, decide to do an admittedly dumb decision and look towards other publishers who would help you turn this idea into reality. Publishers like EA. But oh no, Activision finds out what you're doing and immediately asks you to meet at Activision HQ to have a proper sit down. And it is there where you were promptly ushered out of the building and told you cannot return to the studio that you will help create from the ground up. You and your partner in crime are personally terminated by the CEO of Activision himself, Bobby Kotick, citing several breaches of contract and insubordination.
Okay.
So as a big fuck you
I've
to
decided
Activision, you
I've
launched
done
a
enough
high-profile
of
lawsuit against
this.
Activision, where you reveal that Activision has been withholding the
You could
contractually owed
attempt
royalty payments
to work
from
on
previous
this.
games, as well as trying to get the rights
What's
to
even
the
left
franchise
to
you
do?
Activision countersued, saying that they were justified in what they did, and it's all resolved in a confidential settlement, but the damage was already done. Half the studio got up and left when news broke out of what happened to the both of you, but not before
A
also
furry.
launching their own lawsuit about
It's another
being published for
commission.
Modern Warfare 2. So you and your buddy now set off on a brand
Quite
new
an
chapter of
old
your
one,
lives
though.
in search of creative freedom from an abusive publisher once more. One that leads you right back at EA. You make a brand new studio, name it Respawn Entertainment. It gains
Alright, the
attention of
tail
those who are
color.
Infinity Ward and those who are still there, who are more than happy to join you once again under your leadership. And it also gains the attention of Activision, who sues EA because of conspiracy, a non-competition clause, internal interference with contracts, and IP theft. But it's here where you and your team are allowed to truly flourish. Your first game would go on to be a groundbreaking success, spawning in a brand new household name in the world of first-person shooters, Titanfall. You once again reinvent how multiplayer games were designed moving forward for a brand new generation of players. Your big success would eventually get beaten by your next game, improving on everything from the first. And then that game would go on to be commercially beaten by your next game that was a spin-off of the franchise. Your team is then tasked to create a brand new experience in the Star Wars universe, and you would go on to create the best-selling single-player narrative Star Wars game ever made. You then go on to make the third best-selling single-player Star Wars game ever made. You are then given the biggest task of your career, which is to resuscitate a dying corpse. Cleaning up shop amongst the studios, letting go of people who let the franchise get to this point, and bringing on board new faces and veterans of the franchise alike, all in
Oh
the
no,
effort
why
of
is it so
one
messy?
vision for the franchise moving forward, bringing in other studios to help in this effort, reshaping how these games are even fundamentally made in the first place, essentially allowing you to have the last laugh and once again be in charge of creating your own creation's biggest competitor. This is the story of Vincent Pella, the head overseer of the Battlefield franchise moving forward. The person you're either congratulating for giving us Battlefield 6, or fully hating for giving us Battlefield 6. There's just no pleasing us. Battlefield 6. The good, the great, the Battlefield 6. I don't think it'll be an over-exaggeration to say it's been a wild ride for the Battlefield series in the past decade. In just the time frame of 5 years alone, the franchise went from seeing the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and even lower lows. For a solid 8 years or so, the Battlefield franchise was seen as nothing more than a franchise that was long past its time in the spotlight, doomed to be mishandled by its owners every time, despite its recipe for success being extremely easy to follow and repeat. So once word got out that a new one was being developed under new management, It seemingly got the attention of the entire world, all hastily teaming together, ready to see the death of a franchise or the return to form of one. And I don't say that hyperbolically.
Okay,
The release of
what I'm doing now is I'm thickening the line art.
all that effort into making sure this one didn't
On
turn
this
into
arm,
internet meme
the purpose of making it stand out from the tail.
Alongside
The same color.
Space, Titanfall, and Alice in Wonderland. A lot was riding on this release for both developers and fans alike. Hell, some people
Look,
were going the extra
rule
mile
I usually try and follow is things closer to the camera can have thicker line art. And the thicker line art will help it, stand out a little from the tail. That's good enough for me.
Battlefield 6 now holds the biggest opening in franchise history. It sold over 7 million
The
copies
question
in the first
is-
3 days of release. It hit an all-time peak player count days after launch, ranking up 747,000
dear.
players playing the game at one time. Went on to become the best-selling video game of 2025. It forced Activision to apologize. It even won an award at the Game Awards. In the eyes of the general public and gaming sphere alike, Battlefield 6 is nothing other than a runaway success. A gift from the gaming gods, some have said. And from a very surface-level way of looking at it, yeah, I would have to agree. If you were to look at the game in a vacuum, it accomplishes everything that people have been wanting and have been looking for in both a multiplayer shooter and out of a Battlefield game. It gave players levels of destruction that has been missing the franchise for some time now. It gave players maps that weren't the size of your Minecraft world, and it gave players weapons that actually worked when firing. If this video were to have released alongside the release of the game back in October, it would have just blended in with the title.
Well, marketing.
From other creators in the scene. A 20-minute long
Because people will buy booty expensive cameras. You should think about Facebook Marketplace, or you should see like what your actual requirements are and how far back you can go. Because like,
but again, that's just a surface level way of
remembering that, even people in the 2000s were filming things and taking pictures of things. You gotta really weigh whether something that's new is actually better. Considering our eyes can only see so much. And all that sort of stuff.
I'm saying it as someone who very quickly saw the flaws of the game and still decided to dump over 100 hours into it. Battlefield 6 is the game the franchise desperately needed right now. Not just because the franchise desperately needed a win, but for all intents and purposes, what Battlefield 6
I'm
does right
cold on the inside.
and pushes the franchise forward into a modern era of video games. It's a
I
soft
can't
brand
wait
franchise
to
going be used as the new
eat
baseline
something
for future
tomorrow.
forward, providing that new essential groundwork to build upon for
I
years
don't
to
know
come.
yet. I found a can of Greek lemon egg soup at the grocery store.
But the game leaves a lot to be
This was like
desired. For veteran
back in
players,
December or November.
it accomplishes everything that's expected
I'm
from a
finally gonna eat
multiplayer
that.
game nowadays. But the moment
See
you
what
start
that
to
tastes
compare it
like.
amongst the other titles in the
I
franchise,
also
that's
found
not
some
100%
ground
sure.
beef.
Again, I have to preface that
Alright, what am I
doesn't
looking
make
at
it bad at all. As
here?
someone who loves this series to death and looking at this game and looking at all the good that it does, the game still manages to feel rushed
Seems
and
like it's the
incomplete in places.
background now that needs the most
When
work.
we talked about potentially being
That's
added
not
to
gonna be
I'm not talking about
easy.
stuff like naval warfare. I'm talking about stuff like platoons. As I continue to play the game and continue to see the honeymoon phase die off for the rest of the community and content creators alike, funny enough, miraculously at the same time, just saying, the more and more I feel like what best describes Battlefield 6 right now is that it's the reverse Battlefield 2042. No, seriously, think about it just for a second. A game where the big complaint that players had, where that maps were too big, has now been replaced by a video game where the big complaint is that the maps are too small. A game where people complained that the weapons didn't work has now been replaced by a game where the weapons work a little too well, especially in close quarter situations. If there's a perfect definition of what a Battlefield game is supposed to be, to the right of it would be Battlefield 2042. And to the left of it would be Battlefield 6, both being equal distances away from perfection, while simultaneously being night and day differences from each other. I think if you just wanted to hear my thoughts on the game in a brief manner, I think that should summarize my opinion on the game. A game that was promoted to be a return to form just feels like a shallow entry into the franchise, but it has all the building blocks right there to be a
I'm so
perfect
tempted
entry,
to
but it just fails to use them properly, or that's just how I see the game at its current state. Mind you, I'm only going to be talking about
find a background. The background, it needs to be a type of like cityscape.
So for right now, you're going to have to listen to me ramble about the portion a majority of players bought the game for.
Let's see.
Alright, no review of the game can really continue forward without addressing the biggest elephant in the room first. The maps of the game. Many have said that they're too small, others have said that there's not enough of them, and others have said that they're just flat out bad. And I kind of agree with all of them.
What if I do want Nana Banana Pro?
There's not enough maps to keep players coming back.
Just give me normal Nana Banana.
Games on release, but being on par with the rest of the franchise, it definitely didn't feel like it. Of the 9 total multiplayer maps, 4 of them were available during the beta. One of them
Let's see.
the smallest game modes possible, and one being a remake of a Battlefield 3 map, which left players only 3 new maps to experience at launch. Sure, the number is technically 4, but I can guarantee you that a majority of you still watching this still have yet to experience this map in the game. 3 maps were not going to carry players for however long Season 1 was going to take, but even with the Season 1 maps, it still wasn't enough. Alright, I covered these maps during the beta, so I don't want to go over them again, but just as a refresher, good, meh, and really good. Thane's Quarter is a map that has continued to gaslight the community of its existence. A map that's only available in game modes like TDM and Domination. And to me, it's the biggest wasted potential. Not only is it the map that 90% of you still don't believe exists, but of all the maps in the game, it's visually the most interesting. It's set in Gibraltar's dense urban old town, and it has such a pop of color that makes me wish the original map had. But the fact of the matter is, there's vibrancy of color that is wasted on such a small map. Infantry-only maps aren't a problem at all. Some of the standout maps in franchise history have been small infantry-focused maps, but it becomes a problem when an infantry-only map is regressed to being a team deathmatch only. This map is fun to play on when you have to play it for challenges, but it could have easily been this game's 4.0 if it was just extended backwards in all directions, keeping the small claustrophobic feel to its alleyways, just letting us venture further out, and having the existing map be the center focus of it all.
Why does it now do strange things?
It's the one map in the roster that's universally agreed to be the worst map in the game. One that's the literal definition of just play shit on the map and hope for the best. One that makes you wonder why helicopters even exist in the game. And the map that made me wonder why in the world of Battlefield 6 are there so many battles over construction sites. The way how the map feels like right now, it feels like a worse version of propaganda from Battlefield 4. The right side being used for infantry battles while the left side of the map being used for tank battles. Of all the maps in the game, this one definitely gives off the feel of rushed development just to meet a checkbox for release. Yeah, I know that it took like one dev to make this map in just 5 months, but it definitely gives off the feeling of being one of the last ones that was being worked on before release.
Yeah, that's like the thing I've been hearing, and I just thought that was like seriously curious. One theory I heard or saw was about
it could have brought in the possibility of having jets on the map, opening up the airspace and having dogfights around one of the wonders of the world. That would have been cool. But again, it just feels like a whatever map. Manhattan Bridge was the map that I was so scared about being a disappointment. The children have yearned for a hectic battle on US soil since the first time they got to play the original Modern Warfare 2. And then Modern Warfare 3 showed what a modern day battle can look like when it's set in a dense environment with skyscrapers towering over you.
Do they need more maps? Or they need like some way to get people off their toes? Wait, but the thing I read was that there were 2 different teams. One team worked on it to get it release ready, and the other team is doing the live service like upkeep, and they're just very different teams in terms of quality and goals.
The only real negatives I have to say about the map is, yeah, I wish the actual Manhattan Bridge was actually playable. Maybe something akin to Twisted Steel, where the portion of the bridge had collapsed and the players could get onto it. And yeah, extending the map outwards would have been cooler. But other than that, the map is simply amazing. Artificial hype, a way to build up excitement without doing any work. Just show them something recognizable, and they're all in on it. In other words, nostalgia. So why the fuck did they pick Operation Firestorm? Don't get me wrong, the original Operation
I gotta try this again.
It was better in Battlefield 4, but it was still good. But in my personal opinion, there's like 10 maps in franchise history that I think would have been better picks to bring back that could be a better use case and take advantage of the game's new destruction system. Hell, in Battlefield 3 alone, there's like 10 other maps that I would have picked way before my eyes landed on Operation Firestorm. Operation Firestorm does nothing to my brain. Sure, it's another all-out warfare map so I can use jets, but the actual map is the smallest one we've ever gotten. Sure, it may have been done to accommodate Battlefield 6 new speed and pacing, but it comes as a negative as it just adds on to the game's overall smaller map feel. It's just disappointing, that's all I gotta say. Strike at Karkan should have been in the game before this. Mirak Valley, the biggest map of the game, the map that was set to save us on release. It can happily fit in between some flags on Battlefield 4 maps. I guess to dump the negatives first, it's the one map in the game that makes me feel like I'm playing 2042 again.
We're going the Google route.
But nothing interesting in between those objectives.
This background image. Okay, this one's actually pretty good.
Battlefield 4 maps. But there's just something about Mirak Valley that makes me lump it more towards 2042's map design. Could it just be we're once again in the middle of fucking nowhere, fighting for who knows what? Or could it be that there's a lot of good spots on the map with no real flow in between them? Again, I know what I may be saying can come off as whiny, but I'm not saying this to say that the map is bad. Mirak Valley is far from being a bad map. It just feels like a disappointing map to me. This map has a lot of good sections, but it suffers the same problem 2042 suffered from, where they were far apart and they don't flow well together aesthetically and in gameplay.
Nah, too high. Well, too low. We need something from higher up.
Around the map. Why couldn't the wheat fields be used more in the map instead of just being at the outskirts? Why couldn't the under construction segment be extended or duplicated and placed at other parts of the map? Why couldn't these small town segments be extended across the map? Why couldn't there be more of these towers? Why is there just one of them broken here? Visual storytelling is something I know a lot of people don't care about, especially in a multiplayer shooter, but I wish there could have been some way to show something about this map. Other maps from games before can tell so much without saying anything at all. We could have subtly been shown off a big push of civilians out of the area as the march of the war effort reaches their once silent valley. Maybe these buildings could have been some form of weapons factory that could have been better than just under construction buildings that we have been seeing across all these maps. But again, these negatives don't make this map an actual bad map. On the bright side of things, it's another map that lets me play on jets. It's a map that has great atmosphere and color grading to it, and as much as I say that the objectives don't have a good aesthetic flow to them, this map does have actual good flow in between the objectives. Differing elevations in terrain that allow not just infantry but the vehicles to move around and use the terrain to their own advantage is amazing. It's a sniper's haven. You can't really say that on these maps. Tank-on-tank battles are extremely fun in the plains. Attack and transport helis feel like they have a purpose here. But just like the previous maps we talked about, it
Quando que começa?
feel to it. Mirak Valley feels like a medium-sized maps in other games.
É?
That's not a negative, but it's just disappointing to see, knowing what the rest of the game has to offer.
Senhor,
Battlefield game is usually full of
quando
maps
que começa?
from the small and condensed, medium and brief,
É?
and the big, large and expansive. The variety of these maps is what we come to
É?
expect. But Battlefield 6 prioritizes the small and medium-sized maps to an extreme extent. It does feel like these maps are catering to a brand new audience. The joke every person has used when making fun of Battlefield is that it's just a walking simulator, and it's very obvious that the team wanted to avoid that this time. The very first news we got about the game years ago was Vince himself stating
I mean, it's supposed to be a wall, like as if the character were sitting on it.
And yeah, that is what we got here. Maps that always allow players to immediately jump right
I guess
back into the heat of
bricks.
battle. These maps aren't bad. There is
It would make sense if I would.
that makes you want to back out of the lobby
Oh yeah,
immediately.
probably.
But
Or
there's
the
also
chair
only one
creaking.
map that can sell a copy of the game.
There is someone else in the room with
The
us.
original definition of that term. They're neither good or bad. They kind of just exist. And it's sad how that's how I feel about these maps as a complete package. Yeah, I feel the passion that was put into
Run
these maps,
away.
some more than others, but passion nonetheless.
Alright, this would the bad thing is that it's okay busyness wise, but
just the game being dumb. From the game side of things, stuff like Battlefield 6's matchmaking system is really
it's too
giving the
bright.
game that feeling of only having 4 maps to play on. Because in my personal experience, I matchmake to the same 4 fucking maps without question on a daily basis at this point. The addition of dynamic weather on these maps would bring in a breath of fresh air that these maps desperately need right now. Soldier visibility has become a bigger problem the more I play. The inability to spot another player in a position where they become invisible is getting really annoying. I wouldn't say it's as bad as it was during Battlefield 5, because holy shit, but you know what? At times it feels like that. But if there was one problem that I can pinpoint as being these maps' biggest problem, it's complexity for the sake of complexity. Highly detailed multi-floored structures are an amazing achievement to have, and yeah, show off your hard work in the game, but it becomes a nightmare for a player who now has to
I can't find the filter that will help me here.
This is a problem that's seen across all the maps, but it's more something that affects urban maps. I've said that Manhattan Bridge is one of my favorite maps in the game, but I'll also be lying if I didn't tell you that it's an absolute nightmare to play on as the infantry. Sure, the problem could be brushed off just by destroying the building, but the spectacle of destruction isn't really a good option when the design of the maps disturbs the flow between objectives. If we look back towards Cairo, we see another dense urban map in a much smaller scale and filled with multiple story buildings. However,
Maybe I need
is a much better
to...
and thoughtfully created map in comparison. A map that, in my personal opinion, belongs in the conversation as being one of the best maps in franchise history, and it's simply because of its simplicity. The streets are littered by windows, but not all of them are accessible. Buildings that can be entered don a different window design, intentionally standing out to the player as being different. The streets are open to vehicular play, but the back alleys and small spaces are only accessible by infantry, offering both long-range engagements to close-quarter battles, without it coming off as a jumbled mess. All being bundled with this game's best use case of the tactical destruction, which can drastically change the look every time. When designing a Battlefield map, less is always more. If you like the hectic and fast-paced chaos these maps offer, then hell yeah. But if you're someone who likes the quiet downtime old maps could offer, yeah, these maps are not gonna be it for you. If I were to compile all these maps into a totally non-biased tier list, it would probably look like this. Yeah, that's about right. Oh man, they fucking lied to us. They lied to us and it's so fucking funny. Coming out of the initial labs playtesting and continuing into the beta, one of the biggest complaints that people had about the game besides the small map sizes was about the classes. Support bags doing both heals and ammo, recons wall hacks, engineers double rocket launchers, and the assault being useless. But while all of those could be excusable to some extent, the fact of the matter is that the classes of the game didn't really mesh well in practice. The individual classes go on to be great on their own, but as you play the game you don't really get a sense of good class synergy, or even the classes relying on each other like you do in other games. It's nowhere near like how it was in 2042, but it's not to the same level as previous titles. And now that multiple months have passed since the release of the game, all of these complaints are still applicable today. Alright, let's get the obvious out of the way. The classes in Battlefield 6 are great. They are powerful, and they are annoying. They are everything we come to expect from the Battlefield series. But at the same time, they just give off this vibe of feeling shallow in some aspects. For starters, this game offers each class to have two different training paths, which allows said class to lean more into one style of play that the class is known for. The Assault can lean into either being a breacher or a frontliner. Engineer can focus to be more anti-armor or just a combat engineer. Support can turn into a combat medic or a fire support. And then Recon offering a sniper role or spec ops role. Essentially subclasses within the classes. But my problem about that is that they're only subclasses in name and name alone. The advantages of each subclasses are the perks that they come with. But in my hours of playtime, I've come to discover that regardless of what the training path I pick, I'm still gonna play the class exactly the same. Of all the classes in the game, I feel like the Engineer is actually the class that benefits the most from the training paths. The Combat Engineer is the training path you should be picking when playing as a vehicle, and the Anti-Armor class is the path to deal with vehicles on the map. But while that's the best example of the system, the rest give off a lackluster feel to them. Yeah, the Breacher path for the Assault gives me an extra grenade, but what's the point of that when the Assault class has no reason to exist? Admittedly, I am looking at this with negative lens. I know that these perks and Battlefield 4 style specializations are what a lot of people look for when customizing the classes, and the addition of these paths allow players to truly lean into a certain style of play that they normally couldn't access. But I don't know, when I think of class customization, I don't really think that deeply into it. I tend to only really look at the gadgets that the class can use, and with this game's gadget selection, doesn't really offer any creativity. If I want to get into a vehicle during the match, the first thought isn't, "Aw man, I'm not using the very specific training path that would help me out in this very specific situation." Nah man, the first thing that comes to mind is, am I using the engineer class or not? Sure, the training paths can be fun to build a custom loadout around with if you put the time in doing so, but if the only real difference is just changing the perks your class gets, then you know, it doesn't really interest me at all. I feel like a good alternative to really turn the training paths into proper subclasses, as their name suggests, would be to split up the gadget selection and put them in classes that they would make sense to exist in. Yeah, I am just recommending the subclass system exactly how we saw it in Battlefield 5. If it worked in that game, just
go to the sleeps.
on top of that to give even more incentive into
Succumb to your body.
benefit to the game. For starters, if we look to support, we could see the combat medic role offer the medic bag as a gadget, while the fire support offer the ammo bag as a gadget. You know, small changes like that would do wonders for this game and give this class a set identity, with even more depth into it. Hell, it can really give meaning to the assault class in the game, the breacher being the subclass of all the lethal explosives, while the frontliner is the one in charge of the supportive gadgets like the ladder and the spawn beacon. If this was the direction the team took, it could have made the seasonal content for them a lot easier when designing new gadgets for the classes. Now, if you really want to go further with this idea, just start to lock some of the game's factions behind these subclasses. Could offer some nice subtle world building between these factions. NATO's Coyote Squad and United Albion could represent a Strike Force initial show of force by representing the Breacher training path, while the Desert Locust in the 323 can represent the team-oriented supportive role with the frontliner training path. That would give more depth to the classes, and an easier way to spot subclasses on the fly. Of course, the obvious answer to give these classes more of an identity would have been a class-locked system, and oh man, boy did they fucking lie to us so badly. I don't think I need to remind people the shit show and constant back and forth that DICE and company stirred up when people found out that this game was going to be the second game in a row to offer an open weapon selection for the classes, and then the subsequent joy that was felt when they said that we as a community will be able to decide whether or not we'd get an open weapon selection or adopt Battlefield 4's class-locked weapons. But man, all of this is just funny to think in hindsight. It was very obvious from the start that DICE did not care what we wanted. They said the beta was going to be the testing ground for the community to try out both systems, but nothing else says an honest test of systems, quite like offering closed weapons in one playlist while the rest of the beta used open weapons. But what's honestly funnier is just how quickly their stance on the matter changed afterwards. Going from the beta would be the place where players can test both systems, to the game is just going to release with both. And then come the release where once again through the sea of shitty Hulu menus, closed weapons only occupied its own mosh pit of a playlist that isn't even permanent. Hell, as of me writing this months after release, you can still find the closed weapons all-out warfare playlist hidden away in the menus, and this particular one right now is only going to last for another 2 hours. It's really dumb, but you and I know why it's like this. It's all about weapon cosmetics at the end of the day. It sucks, but that's just how it is now. Sure, the class have weapon proficiencies that give you an incentive to play the weapon each class is supposed to use, without even looking it up. Do you even know what each weapon proficiency does for a class? Yeah, I thought so. DICE and company bet it all on nothing will happen, and man did they win in the long run. They fucking suck. But on a serious note, when looking at the vehicles of the game, there is no other way of describing them other than calling them glass cannons. Vehicles that can do high amounts of damage in mere seconds, but can easily be destroyed by a strong gust of wind. I guess from a developer side of things, it makes things a lot easier for them. The term balancing isn't even a single thought in their brain, when all the vehicles in the game are equally as destructible as the last. But because of this, everything feels like it's on the same playing field. Neither side of the conflict has a clear better vehicle that can do laps around its enemy's equivalent. We're now looking at another 2042 Su-57 versus F-35B situation again, and I'm really grateful. Each side's selection of vehicles are an exact copy to their counterpart in terms of movement and weaponry, and just like the beta, that's pretty much all the positives I have. Listen, they're vehicles. They do their thing, and they do them pretty well. Tank-on-tank battles are fun. IFVs are amazing in urban maps. Jeep stuff is great. Attack helis are a genuine force to be reckoned with on the maps. And the transport helis exist. However, what you see in the game is really all you're going to get even months after release. The lack of any real customization that's worthwhile for these vehicles create a repetitive gameplay loop that gets boring really fast, especially if you unlock everything the game has to offer. In past games, I've been able to fine-tune my vehicles to really get the right amount of destructibility and a dash of stupidity to get the best possible experience. And when I get bored with the stupidity, I can just mix it up a bit, and now I'm forcing myself to play differently than before. Past games offer the different setups, while others gave you the tools to do it yourself. But in Battlefield 6, the game gives you the tools to mess around with, but more often than not, it always tends to lean towards your offensive measures and never rarely anything to keep you alive. The closest this game gives to throwing you a bone is for the fact that we can go over landmines by crawling over them, and it's kind of funny that this isn't even part of the customization, it's just thanks to a button. But to go back on track, the Leopard and Abrams are able to pick 2 types of tank shells and an alternate fire type. That's 3 weapon types out of a 7 item pool list, and that's before even looking at what the gunner can get. While the equipment slot only offers 3 items. Now, is the selection we have to pick from any bad? No, it's not. You can have a lot of fun, but like I said before, it's not enough to have any real meaningful customization with the vehicles. The aerial vehicles are a different pit of despair on their own. Attack helicopters once again see their customization lean towards the offensive while offering jack shit when it comes to survivability of the craft. The rocket selection is the main priority here that dictates whether or not you can deal with tanks or infantry better. I myself have been using the light rockets. If used sparingly, you can be an absolute menace to all the infantry on the ground, and one good run with them is enough to take
I
down an
agree.
helicopter. Hell, the gunner seat alone can be enough to take down an attack
And I will be, in theory, sleeping as well.
But the helicopter really offers a lot less when it comes to its selection of customization.
I might as well just go.
No TV missiles, no jammers, no fire extinguishers. The gunner seat not having any customization sucks, but shit, the rest of the vehicle has customization. The jets don't get anything. The attack bomber and fighter jets get
Bye
literally
bye. Good
no
night.
alternate primary, no alternate bombs, no jammers, nothing. What you see with the jet is literally what you get, and there's nothing you can do about it. But to play devil's advocate, are the stock versions of these aircraft any good? Yeah, they are. Fighter jets offer one hell of a time in the sky as their added maneuverability gives them an extra bit of agility to perform tighter turns and get behind pilots faster. Their main cannon obliterates enemies in seconds. Lock-on missiles are very useful against helicopters, and aim-guided bombs are a very interesting thing to have. They're essentially JDAMs. If a vehicle is in its trajectory, they would lock onto them and blow up. But for equipment designed to deal with vehicles, wouldn't it make more sense to give it to the attack bomber? In this game, the F-16 and Gripen take the role of the attack bombers, being able to do with both vehicles and infantry on the ground. But wouldn't it be smarter to not make this a hybrid vehicle, and instead making it a full-on attack jet? The primary autocannon, air-to-ground lock-on missiles, and the JDAMs. That just sounds better to me. This would have given true dummy bombs to the fighter jet. I guess this was just done to keep both fighter craft balanced against each other, as despite both having their advantages against one another on paper, each craft can fall out of the sky in the matter of milliseconds when matched up against one another. But despite that, the number one thing that I hate about the aircraft in the game, something that even Am would relate to, are the fucking flares. Why the fuck are the flares in this game borderline useless? Sure, they're capable of doing what they're designed to do, deterring any lock-ons from coming your way. But for it being in a game that takes personal offense to your existence in the sky, and for it being the only countermeasure available to the aircraft, you would think that flares in this game would be the best we've seen in franchise history, but they just suck ass. Flares literally last 2.02 seconds. I'm not even joking when I say that. After those 2 fucking seconds of bliss, you're back in a world that wants you dead for being alive. And you have to wait fucking 15.15 seconds to get another round of flares.
Stream over.